disgraced hip-hop mogul, Sean Diddy Combs, was seemingly an untouchable figure for many years in Hollywood. But all that would change after a series of lawsuits accusing the mega-producer of sexual misconduct would enact his fault in grace, which would inevitably culminate in a federal grand jury indictment and arrest. Since his arrest 2 weeks ago, Diddy has remained behind bars in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, a far cry from multi-million-dollar mansions, which he's been accustomed to for decades. Through his attorney, Diddy has denied any wrongdoing and claims to be innocent of all charges against him. Prior to the several lawsuits Diddy faced, several celebrities have casually spoken out about his now infamous parties, which lawsuits have alleged to be the breeding grounds for sexual assault and trafficking. Clues of what was behind the curtain began to emerge in November of last year, when Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, aka Cassie, sued the mogul in federal court on allegations of rape and a decade-long pattern of physical and sexual abuse. The singer, who was previously signed to Diddy's Bad Boy Records, claimed the rapper was controlling of every aspect of her life, including where she lived, what she wore, and even her medical records. The suit alleged several instances of abuse committed by Diddy, including battery, rape, and forcing her to have sex with male sex workers. The suit also claims Diddy used intimidation to control the RM singer, including allegedly having someone blow up another rapper's car after Diddy learned he was interested in romantically pursuing Cassie when they were on a break period from their relationship. The rapper we've learned to be Kid Cudi, who confirmed the allegations to be true. Then there's the physical violence she endured during her relationship with Diddy. In one instance, Diddy allegedly pushed her into a car, then proceeded to kick her in the face repeatedly. In another claim, an intoxicated Diddy allegedly gave Cassie a black eye after she tried to leave a hotel room. The hotel security footage captured the incident, but Diddy allegedly bought it off for $50,000. The incident was captured on shocking surveillance video that was released months ago by CNN. While denying all allegations in Cassie's suit, the release of the surveillance video prompted Diddy himself to issue an apology while not mentioning Cassie by name. It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. Disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy. I'm going to rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry. But those weren't the only instances of alleged intimidation. The suit claims Diddy dangled Cassie's friend over a 17-story balcony, and the mogul made Cassie carry his gun in her purse. The suit stated several Bad Boy Records employees turned a blind eye to the physical abuse and beatings Cassie allegedly endured, but no one spoke out in fear of their boss. According to the suit, Diddy supplied Cassie with different drugs, including ecstasy and ketamine. The suit claimed Cassie suffered from memory loss from the constant substance abuse during her relationship with Diddy. The suit was ultimately settled a day after it was filed for an undisclosed amount. It wasn't the only instance a former girlfriend of Diddy's came forward alleging instances of abuse. Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Gina Hunn, said in a 2019 interview with controversial blogger Tasha K, Diddy allegedly stomped on her stomach and punched her in the head during one incident. Hunn reportedly dated Diddy when he and Cassie were on and off over a span of 5 years. In the interview with Tasha K, she said she pleaded with Diddy to stop hitting her and said she couldn't breathe after he stomped on her stomach. Hunn did not take legal action against Diddy. However, her interview has since resurfaced around the web. Music producer Rodney Jones Jr., also known as Lil Rod, filed a $30 million lawsuit against Diddy alleging sexual harassment and threatening him for more than a year. According to the suit, Jones claims he was subjected to possible drugging and rape, ritual humiliating allegation and being cheated out of more than $50,000 for work on Diddy's last album. The suit also names actor Cuba Gooding Jr. Jones believes Diddy was grooming him in an attempt to pass him off to Gooding, leaving the two alone in a studio on Diddy's yacht where Gooding is alleged to have groped and fondled Jones when the two were left alone. Diddy and Cuba Gooding Jr. have both denied Jones's allegations against them. Since Diddy's arrest, previous celebrity interviews are also resurfacing and revealing more about Diddy's alleged conduct. In 2016, singer Usher, who had previously lived with Diddy when he was a teenager, told radio personality Howard Stern, very curious things took place at Diddy's so-called Puffy Flavor camp. Usher, who was around 13 at the time, had moved to New York City and lived with Diddy, who was going by Puff Daddy, for a year. The idea to live with Diddy came from La Reed, who was Usher's manager. Usher said he went to live with Diddy for a chance to see the lifestyle and referred to the time period as a wild and crazy time in the 90s. And in a 2004 interview with Rolling Stone, Usher was quoted as saying, "Puff introduced me to a totally different set of stuff, sex, specifically. Sex is so hot in the industry. There was always girls around. You'd open a door and see somebody doing it, or several people in a room having an orgy. You never know what was going to happen." But in 2016, when Stern asked whether Puffy's place was filled with chicks and Origin non-stop, Usher responded, "Not really." Usher said, very curious things took place there that he didn't necessarily understand. But as for if it would be a place Usher would consider sending his children to, this is what he had to say. "What a life. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. 14 years old, you're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp? Hell no." See. Comedian Cat Williams also previously made comments about Diddy's alleged wild parties. In January, Williams spoke out about Diddy during Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay podcast. Williams said, "I got to protect my integrity because if Diddy be wanting a party, and you got to tell him no." After Diddy's arrest, Williams didn't keep quiet about the mogul's arrest. During a live comedy performance, the comedian called Diddy's lawyer dumb in reference to the large amount of baby oil seized by the feds that was allegedly used for the freak-offs, saying Diddy's dumb lawyer said he probably got it at Costco. Costco hit right back and said, "We don't even sell baby oil." He also quipped, "That's why God gave me eczema. I can't even use baby oil." Another Williams with no relation to Cat has also spoken out about Diddy, this one being Wendy Williams. In 2005, Wendy Williams claimed she was almost jumped by the girl group Total, who was signed to Diddy's Bad Boy Records. Williams had previously hinted Diddy was involved. And as a former personality of Hot 97, Williams said she was fired from her job there after she speculated about the mogul's sexuality. In her 2004 book, The Wendy Williams Experience, she wrote she had a certain level of contempt for Puff because he single-handedly tried to ruin her career. She wrote, "The hell he put me through, I will never forget, but I don't hate him." But the two seemingly put their differences to the side when she had him on as a guest on her Wendy Williams talk show in 2017. Former Bad Boy artists have also come forward and spoken out against their former boss. After Diddy's mansions were raided by federal agents in March, rapper Mase called the raid Big Payback and said it was amazing that it happened on the anniversary of Life After Death, which was the last album posthumously released by Diddy's best friend, Notorious B.I.G. Mase and Diddy have a long history. Mase was previously signed to Bad Boy Records in the 1990s and early 2000s. He gave his publishing rights to Diddy for $20,000. When he attempted to get his catalog back years later, he publicly slammed Diddy when the mogul turned down Mase's offer to buy back his publishing for $2 million. Diddy ultimately gave the publishing rights back to Mase. Mase, who had worked with Diddy on hits such as Can't Nobody Hold Me Down and Mo Money, Mo Problems before going on to have a successful solo career, said he escaped Diddy. Following his former boss's arrest, while appearing on his podcast It Is What It Is, Mase made a seemingly playful reference to Diddy's arrest by donning an orange tie. When co-host Trezor Wilson asked Mase how he was doing, he replied, "Woo." Then she asked if there was a reason he was wearing an orange tie, and the former Bad Boy rapper responded no statements to be made. It might be code orange. There's a lot going on these days. Mase isn't the only former Bad Boy artist to speak out against the founder. In December of 2022, former Danity Kane member, Aubrey O'Day, said she was fired from Danity Kane in 2008 because she wasn't willing to do what was expected of her, not talent-wise but in other areas. She said she wasn't the only girl that was put in those types of positions. Last year, Diddy announced his plans to reassign publishing rights to select Bad Boy Records artists, including O'Day his group, Danity Kane. But O'Day claimed Diddy's deal came with strings attached, those strings being non-disclosure agreements, also known as NDAs, that the artist had to sign. O'Day said the NDA included artists would not disparage Puff, Bad Boy Janice Holmes, Diddy's mother, Justin Combs Music, EMI Publishing, or Sony ever in public,